It was part of Liverpool's landscape for 100 years. Today, though, the department store TJ Hughes became the latest victim of the squeeze on consumer spending, announcing it was going into administration. The original shop will close, as well as more than 50 other branches, putting thousands of jobs at risk. And there was more bad news on the high street as the chocolate maker Thorntons confirmed it was closing 120 stores. Jane Dodge has this report.
Exit left. Another retailer leaves the high street. What was a trickle seeming more like a flood in recent days. Today, Thorntons and the Liverpool-based discount store TJ Hughes announced plans to shut up shop. Yesterday, it was the fashion retailer Jane Norman, before that Habitat, and countless other retailers announcing plans for radical surgery. It's the decline Dunstable in Bedfordshire is all too familiar with.
Fewer people are coming out shopping, and the few who are coming out shopping are not spending as much money. There's obviously uncertainty, people are concerned, and also we have had quite a lot of redundancy from the public sector, and people are concerned. They don't know what tomorrow will bring.
I've just walked around this precinct in Dunstable, just off the high street, supposedly a prime location, but I've counted 13 shops that are closed. That's a third of the total, and even the shopping precinct itself is up for sale.
I think importantly the internet, as everyone will say, is the principal influencer on goods that can just as easily be bought and you don't need to touch and feel, and that quite obviously would have contributed to the news about Thorntons today and those other retailers.
Thorntons says it'll now concentrate on selling its products through other retailers. It's blaming lack of consumer confidence. We've seen the biggest fall in real income since 1977, according to figures released today by the Office for National Statistics. But there's another reason for this recent cluster of high street casualties. Last week was quarter day, when retailers have to pay their landlords a quarter of their year's rental.
We're just about the only country that has this quarter days nonsense. It needs to change, and unless it changes, we're going to find more and more retailers running out of cash and therefore going into administration.
It may not be the landlord and the rent that is the problem. This may be a fundamentally poor and failing business. Why in that situation should the landlord, who is a business himself, actually help that tenant to survive when probably, being brutally frank, he doesn't deserve to survive?
Don't let Dunstable die. The graffiti may be fading, but the sentiment behind it isn't. Fed up with the bad press, locals have set up a website and the council has ambitious plans to regenerate the high street. But the consultancy that recently described Dunstable as a failing town says the future high street is more likely to be a virtual one.
A number of high streets will cease to exist in the future because there's a change in consumer patterns away from physical shopping, bricks and mortar shopping, towards using internet and mobile technology.
And warnings tonight that things are likely to get worse before they get better. Another 2 high street fashion retailers are reported to be at risk of going bust.
Jane Dodge reporting.